You have to feel good about where this team is right now.
Man, I do. Tough night last night getting in late. We didn't pull in here till 1:30 in the morning, and I'm glad that we didn't have to use that as an excuse. We never talked about it in the pregame in the locker room before we came down. I could kind of sense they were a little bit tired, but I didn't want to draw any kind of attention to it. I wanted to see if they could play through it. A mature team can find a way to do that, and I think that's what we saw tonight for sure. I mean, the resilience of coming off the road, big win last night at Tulane, but getting in late, not only that, but getting in late Sunday night from Miami. So, they're obviously, their bodies are tired, but they responded today in a big way.
What Gabe Montenegro tonight?
How about that? Yeah, he had a really nice night. And, another situation there where two strike, left on left breaking ball that, he recognized, just like Reese Ewan did in that 12-inning game against FIU on Sunday, and they both put good swings on it, and they were big moments in each of those games. But, with Gabe tonight, huge moment. Young man's been not having his typical year yet. There's still a lot to be played, but I think, you're going to see him really jumpstart and moving forward.
How'd you feel about the pitching staff tonight? It looked like it was a little shaky.
Yeah, it was. Hats off to UNO. They're a good hitting club. When we faced them earlier in the year, they were hitting right at 300. I think coming in tonight, they were hitting 289. So, Tyler just, he left some balls up, and good hitters are going to find a way to put good swings on them, and that's exactly what happened. But, I couldn't be more proud how we answered down 3. Will hits a solo homer. Rodrigo draws a one-out walk, and then Pato leaves the yard to tie it. And I think right there that showed ourselves at that moment. I think it was in the 3rd inning that we weren't tired. We were going to play this thing out. We had really big moments in our relief pitching. Nico Mazza came in, did a great job for us. Storm did. Aubrey Gillentine did. And then, of course, Dalton Rogers there at the end with 2 clean innings to get that save.
Coach, back to the resiliency of this team. You got to compare the chemistry of this team to maybe some you've had before. The chemistry of this group is really strong.
It's really strong. I think each team takes on their own personality to a certain degree. But, I think probably this may be the earliest I've had of a team that has gained that chemistry early in the season. By the end of the year, everybody's they know what their role is, and they've pretty much decided, that they're good with it. We always use the example that all 8 teams in Omaha, they all have one thing in common. Not only are they playing good at the right time, but they have tremendous team chemistry. And we draw from that as being an example of what happens at the end, but what happens if you can get that at the beginning. And this is as close to a team that I've ever had where we have had that so early in the year and moving through now.
Is there one thing you can attribute to that, or you can put your finger on?
100% leadership in the locker room.
Gotcha.
We've got some guys who've been in this program that understand this program. And, I think they're great teachers to those who, whether they're traditional students that come in from high school or whether they're transfer students. I think the communication that they have and understanding of how we do things, we talk a lot about accountability to one another for the betterment of the team. And there's a lot of times where as coaches, if you don't have to talk about it, it's being talked about and taken care of. And I think certainly that's what I can attribute that to.
Kind of build off that. It just feels like this team has found different ways to win in different aspects of the game this whole season. Have you ever had a team that was kind of that complete about finding ways to win?
I think, honestly, Andrew, I think it's all about that chemistry, man. I think it's the belief in one another that you're gonna get it done when it comes time for you to do it. And it's a special thing to have, and it's hard to get. There's no formula to do it. I don't think you can teach it. I think it's just how they all line up, the stars line up together, and right now we're playing really well with those stars aligned.
Also with the chemistry, is it kind of a testament to just bringing a lot of the guys back to now? Was that just the easiest part, kind of?
Yeah, with COVID, obviously, even that 2020 season where we only had 16 games, those were 16 crucial games. That wasn't a year's eligibility. Perfect example. Dustin Dickerson started every one of those games, and he didn't lose a year for it. So to take that game experience, which is in the spring, game time experience, and be able to move it to the next year without an expense of a year, that is really huge. And then, of course, you can look at some other guys, Lynch and McGillis and all those guys that had that COVID year that is also able to take it. So it's all played in.
Coach, you spoke a little bit about this team maybe being a little tired. What's the plan for tomorrow heading into the series with Rice?
Oh, we'll come out and do a short workout, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then kind of let our legs get underneath us. And, at this point right now, less is probably better than more. So, we'll just come out and we'll stretch out. And, one thing we're not going to do is just go put our feet up for sure. I mean, this team would be disappointed if that's how we approached it. So, they want to work, and that's what we'll do.
Coach, also, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the locker room, you have a message on the road to Omaha. Am I correct? You guys get a glimpse of it, ranked number 6 now in the nation. Does that? I mean, you guys have already seen it all throughout the year, but do the guys grasp it more now? The message?
I don't think so. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about the ranking. We try to stay in our lane. We try to stay focused. We try to stay hungry. We try to stay humble. I think that's my job, is to try to keep them in that lane. We understand from the very beginning that steady wins the race. Whether you're the 6th ranked team in the country or you're not ranked at all, your job is to go out there every night that you play and to win a baseball game. And the motivation isn't whether you are ranked or you're not, or you're trying to get ranked. The motivation is just to go out and try to win the baseball game. And I think that's what these kids, or our guys, are really good at right now, in understanding how to go out and play and win.